What up? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Debate Chat. I am your forever host, McJesus. Here with a new person, we have Hellish Hades. He's a constant in our server, and will be joining us for this episode. Why don't you go introduce yourself, buddy?
Hello there, I'm Hellish Hades. I am known basically for making very weird matchups on this server.
I mean, they're interesting to say the least, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. He'll be today's host, and if you like him, make sure to give him love in the comment section. We'll try to get new people every so often until one sticks. But yeah, I guess we'll just start. I guess we'll just get on with it now. Starting with one of Hellish Hades' yeah, for all the times we say shout out to Hellish Hades, he's finally here now. All right, starting off with the first fan matchup debate. We are going to see Shigaraki versus Mahito. Well, we all know this is going to be an actual episode on Death Battle here. A little behind the scenes, we were actually planning to have this be our second season episode, but stuff happens. We just weren't fast enough for that one. But yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I am very interested in seeing it be made. Sad that it's not being made by you all.
I'm sure it'll be in way better hands.
I would say,
Yeah.
I feel like you all do anime versus anime matchup better than Death Battle.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm sure they'll do a really, really fantastic job with both these two characters. I'm just curious on how they're gonna, cause I know Shigaraki's fast, right? Like, light speed and everything like that. But like, I don't know. It seems that like domain expansions in JJK just come out near instantly. So I'm not sure like how that worked, because I don't know if Shigaraki just gets that, then it's a sure hit, right? And then, I mean, what's Shigaraki gonna do against that?
It is debatable if Shigaraki can be affected by Mahito, because
it affects the soul, and I'm sure that Shigaraki has one.
Yes, which is confirmed when he is the host of All for One, which is why I say it's debatable, because Mahito had trouble with Sukuna having two souls in one body. Shigaraki also has souls in one.
Alrighty, well, no, but yeah, no, we were wanting to do this one, but they beat us to it. If only I was faster. If only I could animate really fast. But no, Shigaraki vs Mahito got a thumbs up from us. Unfortunate that they beat us to it, but yeah, no, it's all good. Moving on. Oh, cool. Sun Wulong made a next time for it. That's cool. Yeah, that's the Sun Wulong.
The next one, Freddy Fazbear versus Frankenstein Monster.
Yeah. Sorry, I was showing the trailer for the people there. All right, yeah. Moving on, we have Freddy Fazbear versus Frankenstein's Monster. Now Frankenstein. People tend to mix that up a lot. By the Alligator Man. He even brought us connections here. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of connections. What are your thoughts on it? On Freddy versus Frankenstein's Monster?
I don't really know that much about the FNAF series, but I do know about Frankenstein. So its connections seem good for an actual episode. Trying to figure out. I guess that would be part of the job, to figure out how the fight would go.
Yeah, I'm assuming it'll be a very slow-paced battle. Kind of like how Chucky versus Springtrap was. But yeah, I can see it. I don't know. I think I'm already really good with the Springtrap for my Freddy episode. But yeah, no, this was pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Let's see. We're gonna move. It gets a thumbs up from me. We're gonna move on, and now we have just a Twisted Hat doing Satsugo Hojo versus Jobu Tupaki. I've never seen the movie, but I've never seen everything all at once, so I have no idea what she can do. What about you?
I believe she has power. Lets her go space, I think. But change different points in space. She has power to go anywhere in time. One of them has can go through space. One can go through time.
Okay, I see. I guess it's pretty interesting. I don't know. Whenever it gets to like dimensional travel, time travel, and it gets all confusing and stuff, like my mind tends to like like slowly lose, like get lost. So I mean, I guess it would be cool, but I don't know. My puny brain would get too confused trying to do any of this. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Get a thumbs up from me. Moving on from Neptu Player. I keep butchering his name. I'm so sorry, dude. That's just my dyslexia working. We have Ogrepon versus Hata no Kokoro. A Toho versus Pokemon. I've little to no knowledge on too much Toho, and I think this is a newer Pokemon, so I don't know again a lot of it. What about you?
See, this is Gen 9 Pokemon. Their connections that they I think is mass monsters that keep themselves hidden.
Okay, alright, so just a game of hide and seek, but with superpowers?
I believe so.
It's pretty interesting, I guess. Might not be one I'll do, but still. It's an interesting concept. Alright, another one, we have Ika Musume versus the Inkling. Oh, I think I remember this one. She's like it's like a Squid Girl anime. I've never seen it though. I just know that that's where she's from. I don't know what her powers are though. If she has one.
There, I think it's just two girls that speak spits ink. That's the connection there.
Okay. I mean, I guess if that's just that, I guess that's kind of cute. It's whatever. All right, we'll move on. By the Alligator Man, we have the Goblin Slayer versus the Mandalorian. Two people who lost their families after their parents got killed by something. After which, they would be met by someone who would then spend a big chunk of time. Okay. After which, they would become bounty hunters, taking bounties for cash. However, this wasn't for selfish reasons. Okay, I see. So it's just the two dudes that side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one also. I do also like Mandalorian versus the Courier from Fallout. It can go either way, honestly. It could be both, it could be like steampunk versus sci-fi or sci-fi versus fantasy. It could go either way. But yeah, I would give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I think Goblin Slayer is my preferred for Mando.
Okay. I don't know. I think with Mando versus the Courier thing, I think it'd be an interesting gunfight. But I guess I'm sure Gumster would like bring something really interesting also to the table. He'd be more brutal, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll see Grogu and immediately just go haywire. So I guess we have a way for it to start. All right, moving on. We have Darius. Oh, these two, let's see their names here. Tari the Meta Runner and Riggy the Toon Turf. I have no idea either of who either of these two characters are, unfortunately.
I do not either. The connection is
they're
blue characters.
Okay. So they're just blue mascots, okay. No shade towards Darius, but we don't know any of these two characters, but I'm sure they're funny little dudes. All right, we're gonna continue on. We have by Hellish Hades. We have Thornfinn versus Sugimoto. Vinland Saga versus Golden Kamui. I feel like I've heard Golden Kamui before. What's that from? What's that?
Um, Basically, it's a historical manga about a dude that's trying to find a difficult treasure. Um,
Oh, that's. Oh, I was about. Okay, now I think I know where the. I think I remember where Golden Kamui from. That's the scene where they're finding that one killer, but then they start, fapping. That's where I remember it from. Okay. To be fair, that's like the more memorable part of that. But in terms of connections, I think what's the connections like between these two characters here?
uh, two characters are in search of a mystical or a fictional place that turns out to be real, and they're both veterans of war.
Okay, all right. I guess it could be a cool like drama-filled matchup. I assume. All right, cool. It's pretty interesting. I'll give it a thumbs up. Another one by Neptuplayer. Again, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry, dude. Again, your name is just really confusing for me. You don't have to change anything. That's more on me. We have Carbuncle versus Pikachu. We have two yellow mascots.
We had blue mascots, never got yellow.
I did ask before what the Puyo Puyo scaling was, and I'm pretty sure, based on what I remember, that I'm sure Carbuncle has this over Pikachu. But this is more about the cute little like mascots. So I guess it would be pretty interesting. It'd be a fun one to animate, if anything. But yeah, it'll get a head nod from me and a smile. There you go. Another one by Hellish Hades. We have Sam and Dean Winchester versus Agent Scully and Mulder. Did they ever have a crossover, Supernatural and X-Files? I feel like they did.
They did not.
No? Oh, it's Ghost Watchers. It was Ghost Watchers and Supernatural. That's where I remember it from. Hold on. Wait. Oh no, they had a reference to X-Files. They never had a crossover. I grew up watching Supernatural, so I would always be down to like do an episode of the Winchester brothers at some point. I guess this one could be cool. I just don't know if like Scully and Mulder have that much like combat experience. I know they have like experience in like detective work, obviously. But yeah. Was like the main comparison between these two when you did this one?
Yeah, basically just duos are basically monsters of the week terms.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it'd be pretty cool to do. All right, neat. Moving on, we have another one from you. We have Bill Cipher versus Bobo. I do like Bobo. I think he has a lot of great matchups. One that I see was X Cop or whatever, X Cop or some other manly Toon Forcey kind of characters. Not really. Bill Cipher never really crossed my mind for matchups for him though. But I guess they would make sense as like a gag fight.
Yeah, gag fight. Anything that Bill Cipher does will look very tame in comparison to what Bobo does.
Where do we get any shit on Bobo?
Yeah. I thought that'd be a cool dynamic for a fight. Is that Bill Cipher just keeps on trying to do weird stuff, and Bobo keeps on outstepping him.
It's just a battle of who out weirds to one another. I'm sure Bobo can pull it off. We have another one. Hercule Satan versus John Cena. Now, are we doing WWE Universe scaling here?
That's the best way to do it.
Are we doing real life like John Cena and Hercule Satan?
Best way to do WWE characters are to do the WWE Universal scaling.
If that's the case, I'm sorry, Satan. You're kind of cooked because John Cena is can be anything. He was a Marine. He was a fucking. What other roles was he in movies?
He was basically Superman in their games.
Yeah.
In their
He was
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he was Superman in WWE Legends. He's Peacemaker now. So like I don't know. The way I headcanon my WWE scaling is that like I also base it off of what roles they play in like other movies and stuff like that. So John Cena being like a DC character also would be really funny. Same with The Rock. Give The Rock Black Adam scaling since he's technically Black Adam now. But then again, if we also scale Hercule to his delusions, then maybe we might have a fight here. Would be really fun.
It would just be very challenging for Hercule Satan because you wouldn't be able to see him.
He'll put on his Cena glasses that he came up with. It's all a bag of tricks. It's all tricks. But yeah, no, very funny matchup. I think it'd be really fun to do. But I do hear people wanting to do Hercule Satan versus King more. But it's honestly up to whatever I feel like doing on at the end of the day. But yeah, Cena versus Satan, pretty cool.
Speaking of Black Adam.
Oh, okay. I know I do go off the rec saying like I don't like Marvel vs. DC matchups, but this is one of the few exceptions. Black Adam versus Doctor Doom, I kind of fuck with. I don't know. Like I like the idea of like these two rulers going head to head against each other, both having their own righteous ideologies. And yeah, I do vibe with this also a lot. Shout out to Unknown Basic, by the way. If I were to ever do a Marvel vs. DC one, it would definitely be this one right here. What about you? What do you think?
Out of the Marvel DC ones, this is one of the better ones. I have like one that is I prefer more than it, but this is probably up there with number 2 Marvel DC. Right?
Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, yeah, but yeah, no, 2, 3, 5, all the thumbs up for this one right here. For if we ever do a Marvel vs. DC matchup. Shout out to Unknown Basic for the idea. Moving on by G. Well, what is he G right now? I don't know if I have your actual name here. But yeah, Ed and Eddie versus the kids from My Ordinary Life. God, it's been such a long time since I've seen that anime, but I think it'd be a really funny matchup. Is it stupid? Absolutely. Do I care? No. What are your thoughts on this one? On this 3v3?
I have never seen Meat Boy.
It's really
I've seen everything from Ed and Eddie, and they just need to put a pebble in Ed's shoe, and it's over.
Yeah, dude, it's Jover. It's Jover or... Well, there's one scene in Nichijou where a dog bites the girl in the very far left. She bites her hand, and then she just like screams so loud it splits the clouds. So there's that scaling. But again, it'll have to involve her getting bit by a dog. So who knows? But yeah, no, I think this would be a really funny one. Maybe an April Fool's one. Who knows? But we'll see.
Oh, they have a video, GIF of the.
That's right here. She goes down. She gets bit, and she powers up her mega scream. They're like, ah! Look at that. This type of shit Death Battle will look like and be like, oh yes, this is their smoking gun. It's peak of. I agree. All right.
Won't reveal the calcs after the match is over.
Exactly. All right, move on. We got more garbage. We got Spinell versus Fizzaroli. I've only ever seen the Steven Universe movie once, and that was with a friend, and I had no choice. and I've only seen the first season of Hell of like the first couple episodes of Hell of a Boss, and then I stopped. Again because it was with friends and I didn't have a choice, but now I do. So I know nothing of Fizzaroli. What do you think? Do you know of them or no?
Yeah, I know Fizzaroli. I'm a little confused on how he would fight. He's more of a lover, not a fighter. I don't think he's ever had a fight scene in the show.
He never throws hands at all?
No.
Uh-oh.
I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
Based on the little I know of Spindle, is the connection like just like sworn lovers or what?
I think also Jester.
I see.
So for Jesters to has been
Alright.
that betrayed them.
I see, alright. Not much to say. I apologize. But yeah. Alright, moving on. We have a Halloween episode. Ghostface versus Jeff the Killer. I have a group of friends in another server or whatever that really like to compare one of our friends to Jeff the Killer, and I think it's really funny. I won't say names in case they're watching this episode, but I won't say who. But yeah, just so you know, now they know vaguely.
That's strange. My friend group compares me to Jeff the Killer all the time.
Oh my god, it's a phenotype of Jeff the Killers. The matchup itself, I think Ghostface is just a dude, right? There's nothing like supernatural about him. They're just a group of dudes in like masks, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's now more combat skilling.
I think. I mean, unless we're gonna, with the new information, unless we're gonna use like the Ghostface that was in Mortal Kombat, maybe. I don't know. I think Jeff the Killer might win this one just because he has more of a. Well, then again, he also got. Did you hear that Jeff the Killer apparently is getting remade, or like their origins getting remade as well? No more boy getting doused in gas and lit on fire. They changed his. Someone's doing a thing where they're rewriting his entire background, like entire backstory. How about that?
I don't know how that would work, but sure.
I know more than I should of this one character. I don't know, but yeah, no. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting battle. I guess it depends on which Ghostface we're gonna use. Unless you want to just compile all of them into one, which I don't think is fair. Considering they're all like different people. But yeah. Moving on, we have another Jeff the Killer by you. Isaac Foster. I've only seen TikTok edits of Angel of Death, so I know not much of Isaac Foster. So I'll let you take it.
It's not the best anime. I just put this together because they're both serial killers with similar backstories, which apparently not now since Jeff the Killer's going to get a new backstory.
Alright.
It had a similar backstory beforehand.
Let's just assume this is the original backstory, not the remake.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess based off that, I guess I guess it'd be pretty cool. A lot of Jeff the Killer potential matchups. If we ever do Jeff the Killer, definitely will be a Halloween one. I'll definitely I'll make my friend voice Jeff the Killer. just to really stick it to him because I think it'd be really funny to bully him. But yeah, let's move on. We have the self-proclaimed monarchs. We have King K. Rool versus King Boo. I think personally people would prefer if King Boo go up against like Gengar or some stuff, but this was also pretty cool.
It's a good offer.
It's a good offer for each of them. I think people would also prefer K. Rool versus King DDD maybe. Another self-proclaimed one.
Here a bunch of King Rool versus Blackbeard.
Oh yeah, that's also a good one as well. But yeah, no, the self-proclaimed monarchs both got their stylish little crowns. Good ults all around. Moving on, we have Sid Kaganaw, did I say that right?
Yes.
Versus Rudius the Gray Rat. I've never. I don't think I've seen Mushoku Tensei. I've seen like people talk about it, but I've never seen it itself. What are your thoughts? What was your thought process when making this one? When like having this one?
I made this one because of the differing connections that it had. And they both got transported to another world. Sid was looking to gain power, and Rudius was struggling with not on just even being accepted into the world. So Sid is trying to stay in the shadows, while Rudius is trying to learn how to the public.
Okay. All right. I see. All right. Let's move on. This one. Oh boy. Kira versus Walter White. Every time I hear someone explaining Kira versus Walter White to me, I can just imagine them with the top hat and monocle about how amazing this matchup is. I don't know. I'm to the point where people tell me how good this is that I'm just like out of spite not wanting to do it, just because people keep rubbing it in my face about how great this matchup is. I guess it's a pretty neat concept. What do you think about it?
It's a neat concept. I don't understand Light's matchups.
Aren't they mostly just
I don't
like,
know.
aren't they mostly just like devolved to like cat and mouse chases?
Yeah, which I don't know how well that would work in a versus matchup.
In the words of Cope, let him cook. But yeah, no. Light versus Walter White.
Speaking of cooking,
Hold on, wait. I will say this though. If we reach 2,000 subs, I'll do Light versus Walter White. How about that? Get me to 2,000 subs and I'll do this episode. There it is. There's my pledge. You know, Death Battle has their money pledge. There's my sub pledge. So there you go. Have fun with that. Moving on. Oh my goodness, actual peak? Gordon Ramsay versus Soma Yukikari? Oh wait, fuck that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
this.
sure. Okay.
Where'd you get this painting from? This this art for Gordon Ramsay.
Google image.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. I guess it depends on which dish they're gonna use. Honestly.
Absolutely, maybe their most famous dish.
True.
Or beef Wellington for Ramsey. Maybe do the omelets.
The omelets versus the beef Wellington. Who would win? Oh my goodness. Listen. If Soma was real and these two actually had a cook-off, I would want to be the chef there. Oh no, I would want to be the judge. I would definitely want to be the judge there. Oh my goodness. Man.
This could be your first live-action debate.
I get actual Gordon Ramsay and some dude cosplaying as Soma to cook me food. That'd be peak, honestly. if only. Next one we have Yami Sukehiro versus Satoru Gojo. I think people already know that I think doing Gojo versus Sans would be really funny to do, but I'm open for like other Gojo matchups. I might just do. Yeah, and also Yami is one of my favorite Black Clover characters, mainly because he has the same principle of who needs magic, honestly. And he's got that brute force, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how Equinox Slash would work. I guess it would work just like how Sukuna cut between Infinity and just work the same way.
It would, because he's cut through Infinity before, because he cut out of Dream World.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, his sword can it can choose what to cut. So if he decides to be like, all right, I'm gonna cut you, not your Infinity, I'm gonna cut you.
That's Costa's sword. So I don't think that applies to
Isn't the katana what Yami gave him?
It is, but I think it's the
the
anti-magic um, specific to Asta.
Yeah, now I remember. My bad. But yeah, no, these two would be pretty cool. My heart's still on the funny, but again, it might change later on. But yeah, pretty cool. I'd win.
Before April Fools, you could promote this matchup. Then after like 5 seconds,
Do you know
you
how
cut
many people would unsub? Then they'll never get Light versus Walter White. you know how much of a middle finger. I already have people putting the Neckwark versus Temmie in my low tier episode, so I don't know. I don't know how much I want to troll the audience again.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on, we have El Tigre versus Ricochet. I feel like the other reason these two are matched up together is because they're both Mexican. But yeah, no. I mean, I would say that too. But I'm Mexican. I can say that shit. Yo lo puedo decir eso. Yo soy mexicano. But yeah, El Tigre and Ricochet. Did they come both? They're both from Nickelodeon, right? Or are they?
I think Lucha is cartoon.
Ah, I see. But yeah, again, they both come from an era where like cartoons were actually good, and not just brain rotted garbage. And I think these two could play off against each other a lot, assuming we give Ricochet all of his wrestling moves. Then maybe he might actually win. Another one I was also thinking about doing is a Ricochet versus you know the little monk kid from Shaolin Monks? I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, him versus Ricochet. Give that little Shaolin monk all of his like tools versus all of Ricochet's like different wrestling moves, and he cooks, and it could be a cook battle. But yeah, no, El Tigre is also pretty cool. You know what? I'll add a W there. There you go. Long awaited. All right, moving on. This is another one I was wanting to do as well, but then Death Metal sweeped it from me. GG's. Omni-Man versus Bardock. GG's. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's obviously going to be interesting to watch it. I don't know that much about Invincible. I was trying to save it without further along before I binged it.
So you're like you don't read the comics. You wanna just watch the show and go off there.
That was a plan. If I was to like try to scale stuff, I would do. So.
What I'm curious about is are they gonna give Bardock Super Saiyan? Because there was that one special where instead of dying in Planet Vegeta, he was teleported to the past and then killed Frieza's descendants as like his ancestor as a Super Saiyan, and that's how the legend started. But then again, who knows? Based off the preview that I saw, I think it's only Grade 8 Bardock. And if that's the case, I would still give it to Bardock, to be honest.
Bardock takes it.
Cause like at the Saiyan Saga like levels or whatever, we already have people like Roshi and Piccolo who can blow up moons with basic key attacks. And then you're telling me like the Saiyans like outclassed them. Like Raditz outclassed Piccolo. Like Piccolo and Goku had to team up, and then Piccolo's able to blow up the moon casually. And Piccolo doesn't have Zenkai boost, so that was already a power he had. And then you tell me a lower class warrior like Bardock would be, I guess, even stronger than Raditz? Like, come on. Not say like Omni-Man won't like, I don't know, maybe blitz him or just out experience him because he's like super mega old. But yeah, no,
yeah.
I feel like Bardock has enough power to like contest with him. I think in terms of experience, he might like lag behind a bit, but it's nothing he can't handle. Well, and also, if you give Bardock his future sense, but then again, that's not really that reliable, considering it comes at the worst possible time. I don't know. Maybe Death Metal will do like a little funny gag of him getting the future sense, and being like, huh? But yeah, no. Omni-Man versus Bardock, pretty cool. I would have definitely want to see it. I am rooting for Bardock because that's just my inner Mexican, you know. not wanting to go against Dragon Ball. But yeah, big thumbs up. Moving on, we have Peko Pekoyama versus Saya Kisagari. Danganronpa versus Blood Sea. What are your thoughts on it?
They have a lot of good.
Oh yeah, just a
GPT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have played Danganronpa 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I never understood the Danganronpa scaling. People tell me like the visual gags that happen in the anime should be considered canon. But again, I think those are just gags. Blood Sea, I've never seen. All I know is that it's a bloody anime.
I would assume so with the name Blood Sea. So
yeah, I'll give it a question mark. maybe after I'm more informed on Blood Sea, maybe. Moving on, we'll do like 5 more. All right.
Okay.
We have Baiyu. We have Let Me Solo Her, which is already based, versus Sunraku. I've been meaning to watch this or read this. No, that's an anime now. I've been meaning to watch Shangri.
Shangri-La Frontier.
Yeah, what was your thought process with this?
Both of them are renowned for soloing bosses, the hardest bosses in their respective games. Sunraku is also the world's best trash gamer. Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Pretty awesome. Pretty based. We have by Alan Smith. We have Sesshomaru versus Virgil. Silver haired. I would be down to do Virgil in any capacity. And what do you know about this Inuyasha character here?
I want to say he's the main male lead. If that's the case, his sword has power to like restore life.
Restore life. Okay. All right. But yeah, no, I would be down to do it mainly just to have Virgil in it. But yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. You even got an approving gif of me right there. Cool. All right, moving on. We have the Devilman versus Hellboy. Demon Heroes. That's about it. I didn't really like it. All right, fair enough. What are your thoughts on Devilman versus Hellboy?
I feel like I would prefer Hellboy versus like Kratos or something like that.
I mean, isn't Devilman's like main like things that he wants revenge on his homie for like betraying him or some shit?
I believe so. Afterwards, I would prefer like Guts for Devilman, but I'm pretty sure Devilman would just kill Guts.
I mean, I've seen the final battle between Devilman and his fucking homie and Rio, and oh my god. They just go around the world and shit. Hellboy is also pretty epic and cool. I'm assuming like full power Hellboy would. I want to say it would give him a better chance against Devilman. I don't know. It'll be up to however you want to interpret their scaling. But yeah, big Devil Heroes. That's about it. Just really like it. I kind of like it too. All right, moving on. We have the King Knight versus the Noise. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I've never played Pizza Tower, so I know nothing of the Noise.
I've played neither of these games, so I'll probably get more hate for that.
All right, don't out hate me, buddy. I'm kidding. I know Devil. I know King Knight. He's just a cocky little dude. The first boss of the game, I think. I might be mistaken. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just like his swagger. He's cool. He knows he's hot shit. The noise, I don't know. I based off what I'm seeing when I'm looking at this image right now, I'm guessing he's quirky and like a dude. That's about it though. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness. I think this is a good one to leave it off of. Goku versus Saitama. Have you ever seen that animation of Goku versus Saitama? The 5-part animated thing that someone did.
I believe so. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the 1 minute. I don't even think they had a 1 minute melee, did they? Oh yeah, they did. They did. My bad. I don't know. There's the half of people that are like Saitama will win because of the meme, but then and then you'll have the actually people that would be like actually scaling Saitama, he's not even player carry anymore. Which I don't know. I would more.
Past it.
Huh?
I think Saitama in a recent chapter of manga, like bench pressing two
Black holes, yeah.
black holes.
The man can bench press 2 black holes far powerful enough to travel across the solar system, sneeze away Jupiter, which is like way more bigger than planet Earth, and is able to travel back in time and throw a zero punch to Garo. So I don't know. And also he has resistance to Garo's cosmic radiation, so that's another thing as well. People tend to forget Garo gives off like radiation aids like everywhere he goes. But yeah, no, Saitama is a lot more powerful than people, than the actually people out there. But then again, man, I gotta give it to Goku. You can't beat Goku. You'll never be able to beat Goku ever.
No one's ever beaten Goku ever.
It's written in the Bible, dude. You can't beat him.
What are you talking about? Goku soloed the Bible.
Dude, Goku saw Jesus Christ and said, "Oh, you revived? You must be pretty strong." And then he won. I mean, there's even a clip of Goku fighting Jesus Christ. I'll pull up the clip there and show it. But yeah, you can't beat Goku, dude. I wonder if people are gonna catch the sarcasm and not completely give me a paragraph about actually I have tons of people can beat him in the comment section. All right, that's enough for the fan matchups. Let's move on to the fan seasons. All right, starting here. G. Let me see. Let's see if I can actually get their name here. Cornbread. Okay. We have this one right here. I think it's not Alligator Man. Do you see where I'm at right now? I replied to it on fan seasons. The first Halloween one. This is for our Halloween for our Halloween poll, where all of the themes are Halloween based.
The Shark one?
Yes, I believe that's his name is. Cool.
Yep.
All right, starting off for their April Fool's episode, we'll have Luigi versus the Fazbear Crew. A lot of I don't know. I once showed the Brandon track to a friend, and they told me that it was hot garbage. So yeah, that's my only input on Luigi versus the Fazbear Crew. Starting off the episode, we would start with Springtrap versus Bondroot, Scarecrow, I think, versus. Would you know who that is or no?
I have no idea.
Wait, do they have a list?
They don't.
Shoot. Alright, we're running in blind. We have, I think, the Big Daddy.
Future reference.
Yeah, for future reference.
Future reference. To the list.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know every character. I'm sorry. We have, alright, next, third episode, we'll have the Big Daddies, I'm assuming, versus, I forgot his name.
Vecna?
No, it's the Resident Evil big dude.
Oh.
The Nemesis, there you go.
Okay.
We have...
It looked like Vecna. Finger.
Yeah. We have Spooky versus... a devil dude. We have Ghostface versus. I'm guessing that's the Bye Bye Man, or either the Bye Bye Man or the Candy Man. I'm not sure which one has the hook here. Slenderman
The
versus.
Hatchling.
Nice. Yes, you know what? Ghostface versus the Hatchling and Slasher. You're right. We have the Ring Girl versus Slender Man. Okay. Jason versus Michael Myers. That's top tier episode. Someone should actually make that an episode. Foxy versus V. Never seen Murder Drones. All I know, like I just know them by name, but I've never seen the series. This is the villain from A Hat in Time, but I don't know what their name is. Versus some schmog. We have Ghostface again versus. Do you recognize that person or no?
Not.
Nope. Gotcha. We have Gojira versus. I think Iron Man, the suit that eats him or some shit. I think that's one of the more interesting ones in here. I think that's the intruder from the analog horror things versus Amori. Is that Patrick Bateman? Is that the Sigma guy?
It looks it.
Oh no. And I don't know who his opponent is, but I'm just gonna assume Patrick Bateman wins. This one. I have no idea who either of these two are, but they look raw as fuck. And then again, Ghostface versus Baldy. Listen, you've had me at the 3 back-to-back Ghostface episodes, but Baldy, top tier. What do you think of this season, despite not knowing half these people?
I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know why there's 3 Ghostface matchups.
Oh no! Listen, it goes all the way back to what I said before, that there's multiple ghost faces. One ghost face for each matchup. I understand now.
You know what? The next time I win, I'm gonna find a character that has like 16 different personalities.
Oh,
Every single matchup, one of them
versus a ghost face. True. All right. I think Frost put it perfectly. I don't know. Based, goated, cool. Based, peak. I don't know. Really cool. All right. Moving on. We have yours. You actually brought a list. Thank you. Starting off with the Halloween for the Halloween episode. A bit redundant, but that's mainly on me. We have all the Frankenstein monsters. I think. No, Universal Monster Battle Royale. Okay. PD Piranha versus Audrey? For a second there, I thought this was the Plant from Plant vs. Zombies, like Chomper, but no. I guess it wouldn't match the horror aspect if it wasn't this one. Okay. And for the Christmas, we have Krampus versus Santa. From Santa's sleigh, to be specific, not just actual Santa Claus. All right, starting off the list, we have Freddy versus Pennywise. This one was another one that I'm getting that I got hammered to do at some point if I ever decided to do Freddy. Interesting. Jacob Goodnight versus Alan Walker. I never knew he had a name. I just assumed he was just some dude, some nameless specter that follows you in Outlast. We have SCP-049 versus the Plague Doctor.
Doctor versus Jack the Ripper.
I fucked that up. I'm sorry. SCP, the Plague Doctor versus Jack the Ripper. My bad. I like Record of Ragnarok. I'm not sure how I'm gonna tackle SCPs, considering that all their lore comes from fan fiction, anyways. But I'm sure it'll be interesting. We have Oogie Boogie versus Alistair. Okay. If you ever want to just cut in and give your thoughts on it, then feel free. I'm not gonna stop you from it. We have the Leprechaun versus the little kid from Trick or Treat. Let me see his name real quick. His name is Sam. Okay, cool. What is Sam, anyways? Is he the spirit of Halloween? What's his gimmick?
So I kind of put them up together. Here, Halloween representative of it's the spirit of St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. All right. We have the Ring Girl again. What's her? Let me see here. Samara versus the Intruder from Analog Horror. Every time I see the Intruder, I just think of that one image of like him squaring up at the bottom of the stairs. Jason versus the Undertaker. Ooh. Again, if we scale to WWE verse, I think Jason might be cooked. But it'd be pretty cool to see regardless. I love WWE. Pinhead versus the Void from Berserk. What's the scaling on like the devilish characters in Berserk anyways? Because I know there's Guts, right? Guts will just like cleave through them, right? But like what's the scaling of like the demigods in Berserk anyways? Can they just do what they want?
Basically, yes. Kind of hard to say. Where they still haven't had basically a arc dedicated towards the individual god hand besides Griffith. So vibe-wise, together.
I see. A haunted doll battle royale. Okay. I think the only one that interests. Wait, is that Slappy?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Slappy. Yeah, I guess they're pretty. Every time I see like Annabelle or like the other doll girl, I just think like I can just kick her. I can just kick her and there'll be like nothing they can do about it.
Yes, but they're all. Yes, but in the battle, they're all dolls.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Chucky can just like put his soul into like all of them. What are they gonna do? Move? People tend to underestimate the power of them. I say, and then there's Chucky Springtrap. Moving on. We have the Necromorphs from Dead Space versus the Xenomorphs. Okay, I like this one. It's horrific aliens versus each other. Okay. Interesting. Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. I was like, who is this woman? Versus Natara. Okay, I see. Okay. Vampire versus Winged Beast. SCP-682 versus Doomsday. I am surprised Deathwell hasn't done this one, considering how much people want this one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of the unannounced episodes for coming up.
I wouldn't put it past them. Oh, what if that's their live action?
You can beat them to it.
What if that's their live action episode? What if?
That's big.
They get someone in Doomsday cosplay. It'd be really rad. The Pale
Is a
Man.
crocodile for
Yeah. The Pale Man versus the Slender Man. What does the Pale Man even do? I remember like he's at the table and he's like, do not eat the fruits, and he's like, he just looks at you with his hand eyes. Like, does he like just like insta kills you when you do it or what?
I believe so. I don't know how.
Well, it's a good thing Slenderman doesn't have a mouth then, and
Yeah.
is not hungry. Wednesday Addams versus Mithrigan. I've only ever seen Mithrigan once. And I think it's funny that she got cooked by like a Rock'em Sock'em robot. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. That's what happens. She gets cooked by like some kid's robot boxing gloves or some shit like that. I don't know. I think does Wednesday even show like have powers? I've never seen the show.
I don't know. It seems like she does from the trailers. The scene I've never seen the show.
All I've seen there is like the trailer and like that one TikTok dance that no one ever stopped doing.
Yeah.
And then for the finale, the Cthulhu versus the Scarlet King. Honestly, I think Cthulhu is always going to be like season finale material in my eyes. And I just realized you did three SCP episodes. Interesting. Scarlet King would definitely be a good matchup. Is either Scarlet King or Shuma Gorath from Marvel. One of those two would definitely be it. All right. All in all, pretty good episode. Pretty good season all around. I like it. Let's see. I think.
Thank you.
We have. Yeah. I think we have. Let's see. Okay, we have 2 more seasons to go over. No wait. We have 3 more seasons to go over, and then we'll move on to the potential matchups. All right. Moving on, we have Alan Smith's fan season. Starting off the list, we have another Universal monster battle. Yes. We have, oh my goodness, Licorice versus Candy Corn. There's no winners in this matchup. No one wins it after this one.
Suffering.
We have the Gremlins versus the Critters. Oh my goodness, little creatures just going ballistic. Also, screw the guy who made the fucking made the Gremlins and multiverses like super annoying. I hate you, whoever did that. We have starting off, we have Alucard versus D? Yeah, D. I've only ever seen Vampire Hunter D once. I couldn't tell you what happens because it was an old school anime and all they did was yap and my rotted brain could not keep up. But it's cool nonetheless. Let me see. Aya versus Juliet Starling. Have you ever seen Oni Chambara?
I have not. I haven't seen.
GG's. Moving on, we have Devilman versus Hellboy. Already discussed. Pretty interesting. We have Cervantes versus... I forgot his name. Spinal. The Battle of the Skeletons. Skeleton Pirates. Nemesis versus Magician from House of the Dead. That's the arcade one, right? Where like you like walk in with guns and shit like that, and then they have like the typing variant as well.
I believe so.
Okay. Sam and Dean versus Dipper and Mabel. Just 2 grown-ass men battling children. Pretty awesome. Pretty based. Rido versus John Constantine. What are your thoughts on John Constantine?
Seems interesting. I would like to see him in versus battle.
He's also one of the few DC characters I'll let by to do an episode on. Yeah. We have Jeff the Killer versus Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Okay, a killer or a homicidal maniac? Which one? Take your pick.
The Homicidal Maniac.
He does have the longer name, and that's way better. Ash William versus Herbert. I don't think Herbert fights. I think he just reanimates corpses.
Herbert the Pervert?
Herbert, dude, Ash Williams from Evil Dead versus Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
let's go.
I mean, give credit where it's due. Herbert the Pervert was a World War II vet. He has experience.
He's also with Gandalf for an episode.
He was also,
and Obi.
Yeah, he was also Obi-Wan. Oh my god. Listen, in Family Guy, if we give them a scaling to like what they cosplay as in crossovers, oh my goodness, I think they might have it. Yeah, fuck Herbert West. Ash Williams versus Herbert the Pervert. Let's see.
How is it Herbert the Pervert for the win?
Dude, hold on, we have to rig it. We can't have Herbert the Pervert win. No, we have to do everything in our power to stop it. Alright, we have Geno Cyber versus Tetsuo. I think, here's my thing, right? Whenever they announced they were gonna do Tetsuo in Death Battle, I was confused as to why they wanted to do Magneto of all people, because I felt like they had the least amount of like connections. Like unless you want to be like, oh, they both have the psychic powers. and they both have like the tragic child backstory. But even then, I was like, there's a lot more people you can compare Tetsuo to than Magneto. In my opinion, I feel like it was a wasted episode for Magneto. I think there was way better for him. But that's just me though. And I know jack fuck about Genocyber, but I'm down to learn if we ever decide to do this one. Bayonetta versus Morgan. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to animate this with just one hand though. That's all I'm gonna say. We have Alucard versus Sebastian. I know a girl that was super obsessed with Black Butler, and I never understood why. But then I was like, wait a minute. It's cause I'm a dude. Of course I wouldn't care about Vampire Yaoi. What are your thoughts on it? Fair.
I got me out there.
Yeah. Gotta keep you on your toes, you know. That's how you gotta be a host here. You gotta stay on your toes every once in a while. Okay, at first I thought this was a group of children versus Bigfoot, but then I read the list. It's Slenderman versus Bigfoot. How the hell are we gonna get a group of children versus Bigfoot? The massacre. Bigfoot would lose.
The episode, you frame it as a Mr. Beast challenge. First to find Bigfoot win.
I put 50 unprotected children in the forest to find Bigfoot, and the winner gets $5,000. Jimmy, you lost kids. Tax write-off. All right. Another Marvel vs. DC that I would. Oh, that's not even a Marvel one. Ghost Rider vs. Spawn is one I'm definitely planning on doing at some point, because I just love Ghost Rider. He's my homie. I love him so much. He's the big drop. Spawn is also very epic and cool, and I think their clash would be biblical, to say the least.
Yeah. This was my top Marvel DC one. I guess Spawn is not in it.
Yeah. I had to stop myself too. I was like,
Spawn was it. DC. Okay. I thought that.
Go on.
I was saying I thought that Spawn was. Oh well.
He's a McLaren, I think is what it's. No, McFarlane comics, something like that. And then for the season finale, we have Mars Attacks versus Clowns from Outer Space. I feel like this could either be a really epic Halloween or an April Fool's episode, considering how goofy they are. Because as wacky and as reality warpy as these clowns are, you can just boop their nose and they die. And I think that's funny, having an overpowered character with such an obvious weak spot. Alright. I think this is the last. No, we have two more left. Okay. Alright. Moving on, we have from the Alligator Man, we have his. A Friend Inside Me versus Gray Mario. I'm guessing these are like creepypastas, right?
Oh. I'm really into creepypastas. But I assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is like the new analog horror like stuff that I'm too old for that. We have Frank West versus Ash Williams. It's not Herbert the Pervert's white body. I think this one's pretty cool. Just the two impromptu like dudes whenever it comes to like, oh, I need a weapon now.
I don't know if you hear it, but I think Herbert's outside with the ice cream truck.
Oh.
There's an ice cream truck going on outside, so I think Herbert's outside with the ice cream truck.
Oh shit! All right, well, make sure to lock your doors, my dude. All right, we'll speed by this. Don't worry. I got Ash Williams on speed dial. It's okay. He'll save you. Freddy versus Frankenstein's monster. Again, I already discussed it. Pretty cool. Jesse Pinkman versus Amanda Wong. This is the assistant to Jigsaw, right? I like that I like the duality of Breaking Bad like matchups. We have a Walter White versus Kira, which is the whole like power corrupts absolute purity, and then we have assistants.
Yep.
That's awesome. Sonic God EXE versus Red. I'm assuming it's the Red from Godzilla, the Godzilla creepypasta, which phenomenal creepypasta by the way, love it. And Sonic God EXE, like a Sonic fan, I have to give it a yippee. We have Pinhead versus the Tall Man. You know where that's from? I'm guessing it's a horror, but do you know where it's from?
Oh.
No, okay. We have the Warden versus the Old Birds from Lethal Company. I've yet to come across an Old Bird while playing Lethal Company. I'm not sure if it's like the maps I'm in, or like do I have to be like, because I know there's no like difficulty spike, but I've never come across an Old Bird before.
I don't know either. Also, apparently the Tall Man's from the Tall Man.
It's just called the Tall Man?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm assuming he also has a fucking point and click and be like, you are now cursed with infinite Herbert perverts. I know exactly what I'm gonna have the thumbnail be now. Let's see.
Herbert Pervert's face on everyone.
Now we're gonna have Herbert Pervert in the corner. We're gonna have him hidden. Patrick Bateman versus the Jonkler. A therapist fucking wet dream over here. Fucking, they're gonna make money with these two. We have the man in the suit versus the photo negative Mickey from Abandoned by Disney. I think.
Recruiting process or analog war. Is the photo negative Mickey a narrow analog quarter?
I think. Yeah, no. I think he's from an old creepypasta where it's like Abandoned by Disney, where the story was a man went into like an abandoned Disney World attraction, and then he came across a the big climax of the story was that he came across a Mickey Mouse suit that was abandoned. It stood up, and then it took its hat off, and then ooze drooped from the suit. And then that was like the big big spooky. But yeah, I can see the comparison. It's just two suits that have a mind of their own. Hold on. Santa's Slave versus Violent. Why wasn't this in the Christmas episode slot?
I know, right?
I love the that Santa, like the Santa sleigh one, the Santa from Violent Night. Because I love, like, I just love that he's just like a drunk superhero. It's pretty awesome and cool.
Be a live action fight.
Yeah, it could be very epic. And like, just don't fight him near a chimney, okay? Because then that'll be like the death of you. Again, we have the Martians versus the Clowns. Already been discussed. Pretty cool. The Wendigo versus I fucked up. Bond versus Bonzo. It's like by that Scrimpus McBingus guy, right? From the Walton Files. Hold on.
I believe so.
Time to do some research here. Bonzo. Hold on. I don't want to lie to people on the internet. They'll hate me. I looked up Bonzo and I'm just getting like your typical YouTube kid slop. Never mind. Alright, moving on, we have the Wendigo versus the Skinwalker. Just any Skinwalker versus any Wendigo? Alright. Another creature battle, which I'm all for. The Thing versus... Huh? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Skinwalkers, maybe probably controversial because people hate when people use Native American myth for some reason.
They hate what again? Sorry, you cut off.
They hate when people use Native American myth or their mythological creatures and anything that's theirs.
I think when it's handled with respect and care, I think it's fine. But then again, I'm not Native American, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, no. I mean, personally for me, I'm sure like if people use like Mexican folklore, like the Chupacabra or La Llorona, I'd be fine with it. And hey, if people are really against using the Wendigo or like if people like don't really want to use the Wendigo, we can just do the Chupacabra. I'll give my Mexican stamp of approval for that one. Está bien. We have next up we have the Thing versus the Blob. Just two things, you know, just two, whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool. Ooh, Shin Godzilla versus the Gun Devil. Shout out to the Gun Devil, like being hyped up so much and then is already dead. Shout out to him, by the way. He's pretty awesome. Love that guy. Love that for him. My bias goes to Shin Godzilla mainly because I love the movie so much. It's so awesome. The scene where like he just like lets rip all of his like atomic energy all at once. There's just nothing like it, honestly. And ending it off, we have Freddy Krueger versus Pennywise. Already discussed it. Pretty cool. What are your thoughts overall?
Good season. A lot of good variety horror here.
Okay. Alrighty. And let's move on to the last one, I think. Yep. Okay, yeah, last one. Alright. We have by Illusion. And they did provide a list. Thank you. Love you a lot. Starting off, the horror Halloween episode was what we discussed already. Okay, pretty cool. What's the April Fool's one? Toy Freddy versus Chiaki. Interesting thumbnail choice though. I will say though. Now, are we doing like actual Chiaki or like are we doing like the AI? Wait, the fucking thing wrong before. Are we doing like AI Chiaki or just regular Chiaki? That's my question. And then for the Christmas one, we have SCP-4666 versus Kevin McAllister. I think this is just a no-brainer. Kevin wins. He gets no diff unless it's Herbert the Pervert. And these jokes are gonna suck. These jokes fucking suck. Why did he have to creep into this fucking recording? God damn it, I hate that man. Alright, starting off the list, we have another Ash Williams versus Herbert West. I'm sorry, dude. You got replaced by a worse. I'm sorry, dude. Disculpa. Next up, we have Liquid Snake versus Albert Wesker. Who has the better shades? I would argue that Liquid has the better ones. What do you think?
I'll say Albert has the better glasses.
Listen. All I'm gonna say, when Liquid Snake took off his shades to reveal that he in fact was a fucking, I forgot his name. No, the reveal in Metal Gear Solid 2 where he's like, that was me, Snake. I was the one you were talking to this whole time. That was sick. Next up we have Michael Afton versus John Ward. I mean, I guess Michael's pretty cool. His most memorable part was getting scooped up and having robots shoved into him. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Next up we have Slenderman versus the Haki Shaki Sama. I'm assuming that's the Slipmouth woman, right?
Yeah, it says 2-Chain Mythos.
2-Chain Mythos. Yeah, I'm assuming it's that's the Japanese 4chan.
Okay.
Okay. I remember, if I remember correctly, the way to avoid the Slipmouth woman is to... Okay, so what she does is that she'll approach you, right? And then she'll ask you, am I beautiful? And then if you reply with yes, she'll take off her face mask and reveal her, like, her slit mouth. And then after that, she'll ask again. And if you say yes, she'll, like, I think she'll stab you or something. And if you say no, she'll, like, spirit you away. Which, lose-lose situation, typical horror stuff.
I believe it was if you said yes the second time, that let me give you a smile like mine and gives you the Joker smile. Then if you said no, she would kill you.
I think the way to avoid her, if I remember correctly, is to either give ambiguous answers like I don't know, or could be, I don't know though, like stuff like that, or just give her candy, and she'll like be confused enough for you to run away. So if Slenderman was hit, so I mean Slenderman already has the indifference like edge going on there. So she'll ask them the question, he'll just look at her, and she'll be confused, and Slenderman can just I don't know take advantage and like beat her up or some shit. Next one. Oh wait, we actually have a name for this double guy. Hold on. Malik.
Huh?
Malik, that's his name. Versus Spooky. Dark Deception. I feel like I've heard that name before, but I don't know. Next up we have Carmine versus Carnage. I don't know, man. Symbiotes ain't the symbiote characters haven't had a good track record against anime characters. Even if it's like a video game anime character, I don't know. they haven't had a good track record as of lately. So I mean, I'd be down to see another Carnage episode. Let's see. What are your thoughts before I go on? What are your thoughts on Carmine versus Carnage?
I don't know that much about Carmine. No, never seen Under a Night. I feel like Carnage probably would take it because Marvel lore so massive.
But I was about to say, but we've seen their track record against like anime characters. We've seen Carnage versus Lucian. We've seen Venom versus oh no, why am I playing Krona? I mean, we've seen their track record. I don't know. Maybe this is an 0-3 here. Maybe. We have hope. Moving on, we have a repeat of Gojira versus the Living Suit. Let me get the Man in the Suit versus the Darkhold Man. Okay. Pretty creepy, pretty cool. Next, we have Luigi versus Shaggy. I would argue this could have been the April Fool's one, but I think the other one is just as crazy. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not going with the meme of Super Shaggy or Ultra Instinct Shaggy. But yeah, a cool middle ground to be sure. What's this next one? SCP. Oh, the Shy Guy. Guys, don't look at the image. Oh, well, it's already too late. Sorry, guys. Versus the Enderman.
Okay, what?
This is SCP-096, the Shy Guy. You look at his face, he'll find you and murder you. Versus the Enderman, where if you look at him, he will scream at you, and you can just put a 1 block on top of you and be protected. So you know. Number 10, we have Hiyori from Your Turn to Die versus Kokichi. I know a friend who's super obsessed with Kokichi, and I would like to get their thoughts on it because they've also played Your Turn to Die. I think these two are pretty cool, but I think this falls in between the whole. They're not really fighters, but they have the potential to kill, but they're not like fighters. So I'm curious about how we would like tackle this one if we ever do it. Yeah, I think it'd be like a cool little challenge for me to like tackle a matchup that's not fight centric. I think this one might be a cool one to do. Also, they have a track for it, so I could probably go off that one. Next one, we have Lucy versus Kuda. Do you have any thoughts on what Brynhilder of the Darkness is? Because
I can get some research real quick.
Alright. This is what it's all about, buddy. It's all about the research, fellas. You see, we do research in ball gaming. Don't say we don't.
Search for alien life. When the search of tragic accident occurs, which Gregory injures Yoda but kills Koroneka. Due to strong memories, Ryota cannot forget about Korneka. Since then, he has been continuously staring at the night sky in order to prove alien exists and also fulfill Koroneko's dying wish. But the anime.
So is it just like tragic backstory makes them not like humans at all, or what? 'Cause, I mean, that's what Lucy's whole backstory was, right?
I believe so.
All right, pretty cool. Enemy girl battle, always nice. Scarecrow versus Mysterio. This one might be interesting to do, as well as a Halloween episode. Could be if it gets enough love. Might do it. But yeah, it's another. This one's a bit of the 50-50 where it's like maybe I'll do a Deep Marvel DC, maybe I won't. This one's on the not top priority, but would definitely be one that I might do. Moving on, we also have Amori versus the Batter, the indie boys going against each other. What are your knowledge on Off?
None.
None. Oh, okay. Just think of Undertale with the Batter, but he's like a little more ambiguous with his morals, if he has any.
Okay.
Yeah. Next we have Song.exe versus Red. Hold on, Red is from the Godzilla creepypasta, right? Hold on. Yeah, it is from the Red creepypasta. Okay, cool. Because I know there's another Sonic creepypasta that's red colored as well. No, I'm thinking about Code Red. Never mind. And lastly, we have Jason versus Michael. What are your thoughts on that one? Do you think it'll ever become an episode? Maybe down the line.
I think it's too niche. I don't think it would ever become an episode.
Yeah, I don't think so either, honestly. But good try though. Good try, fella. I think this is one of the more interesting ones, mainly because some of the ideas are really out there for this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious. Well, let's see who won this one, by the way. Let's see. Great the Shark won it. Interesting. I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay.
One with the three. Ghostface.
So listen, if you wanna win a season, you have to have VPs. It's just gonna work like that. Next time we'll do this one, we'll be covering. Let's see, RPG themed. So stay tuned for that one. And if you wanna be up to date with any of these other fan season challenges, join the Discord. Hop on. The link's down in the description below. And lastly, we will now be covering our potential ideas. All right. Last off, we ended the last episode with Akuma versus Rugal, and now we're gonna move on to Arkride Bernstead versus Morgan. I think the only reason I ever had this one idea was because Arkride is the proto Neko arc, and that is literally the only reason I have for it.
He looks a lot like Saber.
Huh?
Arkride looks a lot like Saber.
Alright, don't take that away from her. But yeah, no, Arkride being like blood vampire-ish versus Morgan demon. Pretty cool. Again, the only reason I have put Arkride in is because Neko arc. So she gets in just out of being related to one of the best characters in fiction, hands down. All right, moving on. We have it was Superman Day when I posted this one. We have Injustice Superman versus the Red Sun Superman. What are your thoughts on the evil Superman stuff, or like the other takes of him?
They were cool and interesting to see and read. Now, as long as they don't get like done over and over again, it's fun to read.
I think out of all like the evil like not good Supermans, I think these two are like the more popular ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Moving on, we have the Wizard Battle. We have Gandalf the Grey versus Ellimeister from the Forgotten Realms. This is just an excuse to like have Gandalf in an episode, because I do like him. He's pretty awesome and cool. I do like the Great Wizard, and also any reason to have the "You shall not pass" line being in.
How will you do D&D stuff on your fake club?
I think we'll go off like the books, mainly the books, like anything from like official like written media. I feel like that's like the more okay way to tackle it. So anything like official in the books, you know. So like if there's like a lore build where it's like, oh, this is the tale of the wizard who decimated an entire village. We'll be like, okay, well he's like a village buster then. You know, just stuff like that, you know. Or like Ellimeister is comparable, or like the Great Dark King who went toe to toe with Ellimeister, and then from there we were like, okay, well, what is the Dark Lord? What can he do? You know, and then scale from there. But yeah, that's how we'll most like tackle like D&D like novel characters. So let's go off of that.
Okay.
On to this one, we have a potential for a potential episode 4 against the father from Codename Kids Next Door. We had 3 options. We've had either Big Mama, I think that's what her name is, from One Piece. We have, I think his name is his name just Father from Fullmetal Alchemist?
Yep.
Yeah. Or Endeavor from My Hero Academia. Which one would you have picked? If you had to choose one of the 3 against Father.
I would have chose Endeavor for this matchup.
Nice. Okay. Alright then. Let's see. Moving on, we have Gordo versus Shinao Higari. This one was just a what scythe battle would I want to do that isn't Ruby versus Manga. And we came up with this one.
I like the discount Blaze Blue and discount Attack on Titan. That's nice.
Hey, listen, buddy. Alright, yeah, show some respect for Under Night, man. They got some cool characters, okay? Line's pretty cool. Alright, moving on, we have Emerald from Sonic the Hedgehog versus Smirkle from Pokemon. In case people are wondering, Emerald is one of my top 5 Sonic characters. I love him dearly. So imagine my enjoyment seeing Emerald in the Shadow Generations trailer. And this one was pretty cool. They both got the whole like copying, mimicking stuff from people. I think it's pretty cool.
I would have filled to watch one of your favorite characters be killed by a bulldog. Isn't that what Smeargle's based off of? Mm-hmm. If you were to make this.
Yeah, that's what he's based off of, yeah. And also, I don't know if you could tell, I don't know if you can see a little detail here. Look, Emerald has a little download symbol, and Smirkle has a paint smear. I just thought it was pretty neat. Pretty neat little detail we added in. Okay. Next up, we have the Grim Reaper of Justice versus the Mega Level Mercenary Digimon. Justin Mon versus Gotenks. This was originally on our poll for like potential matchups, which lost to Misogi versus Accelerator. Unfortunate, but I would still be really down to do it. They're both fusion characters. Gotenks being the fusion of Goten and Trunks, and Justin Mon being the fusion of I think it's Metal Drain. No, not Metal Draymon. Hold on. Cause I remember he's a fusion of Rio from I think Digimon Tamers, and then his Digimon. Let me see. And also Justin Mon just has a lot of other different forms you can also go into as well. Let's see.
Because he's not fused with Herbert Pepper, he's all good.
if he was fused with Herbert the Pervert, we might have to disqualify him from the match. Honestly, that's similar to having like steroids in your system. You just can't do that. Oh no, but yeah, no, two fused heroes fuse into one powerful person. But yeah, no, I think it'd be cool, and it's not Gogeta versus Omnimon. So, not to say I don't like that. I just think it's you know the next best thing. All right.
Good odds.
Yes. Moving on, we have a non-battle, like a non-fight battle. We have Jiro Kyoka versus Ibuki Myoda. I really like this one, mainly just because it's a way for us to do like a music battle, if anything. I think it'd be pretty cool. What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
It's just like think of like you know, like in Skull Pilgrim where they fought against the twins and their music they're fighting for them. I think this is what we could probably do for these two.
Yeah. I have a little scene for Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
Reference them.
They both plug in Guitar Hero and just go ham. Alright. Next one, we have Yujiro Hanma versus Hayato Furunji from the History's Strongest Disciple. I think it's safe to say that I will definitely use Yujiro Hanma in a battle. Maybe against Hayato, maybe against someone else. But yeah. I think for me it's inevitable. Unless Death Battle swipes it from me, then I think I might pull my funding that I gave them. If they keep stealing my ideas, I'll have to get rid of them. But yeah, no, Yujiro Hanma versus Hayato would definitely be the one to do if I decide to do Yujiro in an episode. What do you think? Do you know a lot about Hayato?
History's Strongest Disciple.
Yeah.
But if he's going up against Yujiro, must be at least somewhat strong.
One of his feats is that he I think got hit by a nuke and it was fine. And then during like the final battle, like not final battle, like in his supposed death scene, like people always thought he was dead, but he was just sleeping. Haito's basically the equivalent of like oh, you're strong, oh you can just get away with anything, which is exactly what Yujiro is also. I mean, we're talking about Yujiro who has to have peace treaties done with every U.S. president when they're elected. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, no, the strongest creature versus the strongest master. Who wins? Alright, next up, we'll do, let me see how much time we have left. Oh, we've been going for a minute. Alright, we'll do 10 more.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, next up we have Ike versus Siegfried. Oh right, hold on, wait, before we continue, actually, hold on, let me go towards the poll. We haven't done the poll in a while. Hold on. Okay.
Last one, the Percy Jackson one. Last one.
Okay. Last one we had was Percy Jackson versus Harry Potter versus going up against Spike Spiegel versus Revy. What are your thoughts on these two? On the Percy Jackson versus Harry Potter one? I think
I wish that Percy Jackson won. So I could see Harry Potter get stomped again by my favorite character in fiction.
Of course. And what are your thoughts on Spike Spiegel versus Revy?
It would be a good gunfight.
Alright, and as you can see, Spike Spiegel versus Revy will be moving on to the tournament. As well as for the previous one, Bill versus Dementio also won the poll, so they will also be moving on. If I get the chance, I'll post I'll put a little image of like how the tournament's going so far. But yeah. Next one we did was Shadow the Hedgehog versus Zero, or Todo Aoi versus Toto versus Tengen from Demon Slayer. There's not much to say about Shadow versus Zero. As a Sonic fan, I would always be down to do it, as well as Mega Man. They're just the rivals that are better. And then
Yeah.
and then after Shadow Generations comes out, maybe we'll add more to Shadow's arsenal. Who knows? Next up, and then for Todo versus Tengen, they're pretty much like the bro mentor type figures that teach the protagonist what they're to help them evolve more. And also they both lost an arm, so that's also a big comparison. Yeah. And the winner of that poll was Shadow versus Zero, so they'll be moving on to the tournament. All right, and the current one we have so far, it is the. Oh wait, did you have any thoughts on the Shadow versus Zero or Tengen versus Todo?
I would prefer Todo versus Rio, my hero. So that's a better one for Todo, but this is my.
All right, then. Yeah. All right, moving on. We have the current one we have currently going is the Imp team from Hell of a Boss versus the Black Cat organization. Mind you, this is not using Black Cat himself because he's technically the boss. We're using his understudies, so like the head bad guy, his other dudes, those guys, versus Team Imp. To to get rid of any confusion out there. That's how the matchup is. Black Cat will not be a part of the Black Cat Inc. team. And next we have Gino versus the Black Mage from Final Fantasy. What are your thoughts on these two matchups?
Only one that I really know anything about is the IMP gang. I haven't started Black Cat yet, so out of these two fights, IMP versus Black Cat is my go-to. So
it'll also be our very first team battle. Let's see. Currently, the results show as follows: Gino versus Black Mage is currently winning that poll, but it could always change. People could always just snipe in at the last second and spam their votes. But yeah.
Listen here, everyone. Do me a favor. Go and vote for IMP versus Black Cat now. Thank you. Bye.
Make multiple accounts now. Make multiple accounts. Spam the Discord. Do it now. All right. With that out of the way, let's move on to the potential ideas. Siegfried versus Ike. I think this is a really solid one. It could also be a good a coin flip from a mask from Majora versus Nightmare, because they're technically the same character here with Siegfried and Nightmare. This is the more honorable knighthood, fight for your friends kind of deal. And I don't know, maybe potentially it could be a 3D1, and it could be it could have a similar vibe to a Guts versus Dimitri. I'm pretty sure I can cook something up with that one. What are your thoughts on it?
If it's gonna be anything like Guts Dimitri, you have my vote.
Yippee! Yeah, no. Whenever I was pitched this idea, it was exactly said if you ever want to recreate the vibes of those two of that cinema, then it would definitely be with these two. They would just have that honor-bound taste to them. And next one, okay, this one has a bit of explaining to do. So we have S from BlazBlue versus Saber from Fate. The reason why this one was brought up is because one day here in the server we were just playing some BlazBlue cross tag battle, right? And one of us picked S, and one of us just said, "Oh, cool, this is BlazBlue Saber." And then from there we ran with the joke, and now we have S versus Saber. That's pretty much the meaning behind this one. What are your thoughts on it?
Can't die.
Huh?
Nope, can't die till it becomes an episode.
Exactly.
Keep going.
So shout out to that guy. Next one we have Soldier Boy versus Peacemaker. And to be clear, we are sticking to the series and not the comics for both. Just to clear out some stuff. So yeah, Peacemaker versus Soldier Boy. What are your thoughts on it? When we're sticking strictly to the television series, not the comics.
Seeing that Soldier Boy is played by the guy that plays Dean Winchester, he has my vote. He's gonna win. Or Jonesy, I can't see you.
Soldier Boy is going to be fighting like a helmet that's floating. It's so over. All right, next one. Here's one that I would also be really down to do, mainly because I just love all 4 characters. We have Team Junkrat and Roadhog versus Bebop and Rocksteady. 2 very chaotic duos. Would love to see both of them. And Roadhog and Junkrat are the only reasons I ever play Overwatch nowadays. Because they're just epic and cool. What about you? What do you think?
I've never played Overwatch.
You're blessed. You're so pure.
Alright.
Don't take the plunge. If there's ever becomes an episode, I'll play the Overwatch for it. Don't worry. And
You're truly the savior.
And even outside of like the games or whatever, the comics, they also do pretty epic things. I know that Roadhog and Junkrat, they've like protected their home from like armies of like robots, so that's pretty cool. And also, I love the inconsistency of how long Roadhog's hook is, because in game it's not short, but it's not like the longest thing. But then in the comics, his hook can like reach like stories, like 2 to 3 stories long. So yeah, that's pretty funny. And also Bebop and Rocksteady, all their different variations just bring a lot to the table. And also, it would be really fun to voice literally any of these characters. So if this ever becomes an episode and you want to voice them, feel free. Moving on.
Okay.
Alright, so that is... Hold on, I gotta count that one. We got...
You done 3 out.
3, 4, 5... 3 left? Okay. Cool. Alright, here it is. We have the Mandalorian versus the Courier from Fallout. These two, I can see the fight starting where they're just basically side questing and they come across the same item that they need to collect, and then that's how the fight starts. But yeah, no, it'll be a really cool gun battle, all of them using their entire weaponries and stuff. Mando brings out the black saber. Courier brings out his big ass fucking gun. All around battle. Thoughts?
I like it. I see it. If Mando wins, you can also have it set up. That'd be the setup for Goblin Slayer versus Mando. He's the little Yoda, baby Yoda, and he's a goblin.
When Mando stops the fight, he looks around to see like where Grogu is, and he just sees Goblin Slayer right there about to attack it. He's like, no, the child, give it to me. All right, moving on.
And that's a cool.
Oh hell yeah. We have next one. We have Cowabunga. Let's spin into action with these. This sounds like I was writing this thinking like, how can I make this sound like a TV commercial, like a toy commercial? And I was like, this makes sense. Cowabunga. Let's spin into action with these 2 ninjas who are not only martial artists, but also total bros. That's my pitch for like a TV spot. We have Michelangelo versus Jay Walker from Ninjago. What are your thoughts on these 2 bros just duking it out with nunchucks?
I would assume that Jay would take it since he has the magical powers.
I mean, don't the ninjas also have magical powers in the Rise of Ninja Turtles or some shit like that?
I have not seen a Rise of Ninja.
Yeah. Yeah, no, people gave me a lot of shit for not using a lot of the Rise stuff in Donnie versus Tails, but I don't think it would have made a difference, to be honest. In my personal opinion.
Probably not.
Yeah. And lastly, wait, this is the last one, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And lastly, we will end it off with the battle of the high school girls that can kick your ass. Sakura versus Ling Xiaoyu from Tekken. If any of you remember, this is also one I posted on YouTube before I decided to move all of these like matchup ideas into a Discord. But yeah, Sakura versus Ling Xiaoyu. They're both high school girls. They both got crushes on the protagonists of their series, and they're both really epic and cool. What are your thoughts on it? I know people prefer Sakura versus I think it's like a KOF character, but you know, this is just my opinion. If you don't like it, then that's fine. You don't have to. It's just
I like it because it's a Tekken character. I had never played King of Fighters, so I prefer this because it's a Tekken.
And I could also see like them just like fighting like outside of school grounds as well, just like a sparring thing. Here's my thing, right? I'm not tied to the they have to die at the end of every battle, because you know I'm not Death Battle, so I'm not tied to it. So like it could just be them sparring and then one just knocks the other out, and then that'll be like how it ends up.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah. You know what? Hold on. I think this next one was a follow-up to the other one, which is also another thing of high school girls that can kick your ass. Kyoko from River City Girls versus Akira Kazuma from Rival Schools. I remember a lot of people in the server do like this one, and if we ever decide to do like a high school girl matchup, it's gonna be either one of these two. And I mean that's all I'm saying. It's going to be either one of these two.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on?
I don't know any of
You don't know River City Girls?
I've not seen it.
Dude, Kyoko's the one that dabs. She has a dab attack.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Yeah. Alright, hold on. You know what? A little bonus thing. Let's see. Which one of these would I prefer to do with 3D and 2D ones? Let's see. Let me scroll up real quick. Arcade versus Morgan? Probably a 2D one. Injustice versus Red Sun? I want to say 3D, but I feel like it would be. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this would be a good 3D or 2D matchup?
I feel like it'd be better at the 3D matchup. Mostly for the logo, so people. Yeah.
Gandalf versus Bellimeister. All right, here's my thing, right? If I could, if it's even possible, live action or hand drawn for a 2D fight, you know?
Hand drawn.
Like have this be like a storybook fight, where it's like where it's like they're telling the legend of this matchup that happened. For fathers, I think all of them would be fine, just 2D. Any of them could be fun 2D fights. Gordo versus Shinao. Again, this could just be another 2D battle. There's no real need to like 3D-fy them. Schmergel versus Emerald.
Has to be live action.
It has to be live action. No, this has to be a 4D ride. Every time Schmergel like smears paint, we just like hit the audience with paint. But yeah,
okay.
3D battle would be fine. No, 3D. Oh, no, 2D battle would be fine with these two. As much as I love Emerald, it would definitely be a 2D one. Goting versus Justinmon. I think this one would have to be 3D. It's either or. Well, what do you think? I'm leaning towards 3D. But what are you thinking for this one?
I feel like 3D would probably benefit this the most.
Cool. Kyoko versus Ibuki. I think this could be a hand-drawn one, considering it's going to be mainly music themed. If anything, this fight would just be a music video. Get a music video. Get Brandon Yates to do like a custom song for these two.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I think it would cook pretty well. Yujiro versus Baki. Listen, I'm gonna say 2D, but 2D with a lot of hand-drawn scenes mixed in between. Do you agree, or do you think 3D would have to be it?
I would agree with the 2D with hand-drawn elements, or you can do live action.
Find 2D. Oh no, I'd get that. You know that one. There's a.
Dude, that looks just like Yujiro.
Yeah, that one cosplayer. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
I think it's like Hold on, let me see if I can find him real quick. Yeah, Logan Chitwood. We hire him to play as Yujiro Hanma, and then for Hayato we just find a really buff grandpa to do to do Hayato.
How much does Hulk Hogan worth?
I don't know if I want a Hulk Hogan in. Alright, moving on. Ike versus Siegfried. Okay, listen. If my golden cinema idea is to be complete, it has to be 3D.
That's fair.
If my idea for absolute cinema, it has to be 3D. Just has to.
Yep.
Now you know what? I'll put a time for me to beg for money. If I get a goal, just kidding. If I get a goal of $5, I'll do this in 3D. I'll hire a 3D animator for Ike versus Siegfried. S versus BlazBlue, cardboard cutouts for these two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or body pillows.
Or just or just like PNGs, and I'll just make them slap each other over and over until one wins. Next up, Peacemaker versus. Okay, this one would have to be live action, right? It would have to be.
Live action. You just need to hire one person.
I'm not gonna get fucking Dean Winchester to play him, but
No, you don't need to. But you just need to hire one person. You just have to fight an Invisible Man.
Oh, that is true.
It saves you money.
I hired John Cena, but no one shows up. I could just say I hired John Cena to be Peacemaker.
That's in the credits. Like John Cena was in this production.
Yeah, John Cena's in this production. Junkrat and Roadhog versus Bebop and Rocksteady. Definite 3D. Yep. Because I just don't think 2D sprites can capture the character of either of these four characters. It has to be 3D. Mando versus the Courier. Another. Actually, I think this one could be fine with the 2D, but it'd have to be like the 3D background kind of deal.
Yeah.
Mikey versus Jay. 2D. 2D is what I'm gonna give it. Okay, for the two high school girl matchups, I think Sakura versus Ling would be 3D, and then Kyoko versus Akira would be 2D. Because
makes sense.
Because having a Tekken character in 2D is just kind of weird, in my opinion. And then and then there's already sprites for those two. Oh no, but yeah, I think that would conclude today's episode. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. Be careful. Watch out for Herbert.
Watch out for Herbert the Pervert. One more thing I'd like to plug. I plug this every time. I'm writing my own little superhero stories. It's called Ace Academy. If you want to read more about it, it is here in the server. Basic premise: we have a young boy named Spike. He gains powers, goes into a superhero school to better his powers. Meets a lot of interesting and unique characters along the way. Saves the world. Becomes hella busted. And if this gets popular enough, I'll do Spike versus Deku.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's my selfish plug about my series. And if y'all want to go
episode 100. Episode 100. Let's make this happen.
Episode 100, Spike versus Deku will be in. Yes, of course. Man, I know that is the end of the debate club debate chat. Anything you want to plug in? Anything you want to say before I let you go?
Or debate chat. Subscribe to Vault Gaming. Give this video a like. Yeah.
Like, subscribe, and Baki versus Oma is gonna be the season finale. See you guys.